To make 4 batches of Squaratella, you will require a heavy-duty style mixer, which I've got here. If you want to make smaller batches, you can use the KitchenAid mixer, but then you would use 1 batch instead of the 4 that I'm making. You will need flour, and this is Manitoba flour in Italy, which is our regular flour in Canada. You'll need yeast, salt, sugar, anise seeds, eggs, oil, and water. I've placed the flour, yeast, salt, sugar, and anise seeds into the mixer, and I'm going to turn it on now to actually blend it. Off the machine and scrape the edges to make sure you get everything mixed well. Then turn the machine on again. Put the eggs in the oil in a container, leaving the eggshells apart, and mix the oil and eggs very well. The eggs and oil is very well blended, and I've got the warm water as well as extra warm water and extra flour if we need it. Pour the eggs into the container for 15 minutes and let's start. You can see the dough is coming together, where we have to watch the dough and the environment we're in, how big the eggs were, how much humidity is here, and you can see the dough is very sticky, so I'm going to add some more flour. Stop the machine, and I've added some flour around the edges, and we'll turn the machine back on. It's about 3/4 of a cup. Now let it go again and see how the dough. A little bit of flour at a time until we get the right consistency. Scrape the bowl so that you get all the flour pieces out. You can see now the dough is formed into a ball. We're going to let it knead for about 10 minutes. You can see the dough is very nice and done after 10 minutes more of doing. We're going to take it off and cover it up. Dough is in the bowl and covering it up with some parchment paper, and then as well as a cloth for another 10 minutes for it to rise a bit. The water is ready to be turned on, and there's 4 eggshells there. The eggshells will make the cookies nice and shiny. Dough is ready. I've got a floured counter with a cutter and my baking sheet ready to go. With extra flour if we again. Some that you've got here, keep it covered, ready to start rolling. The very first couple, I had a little bit extra flour on it, and I realized that the dough is actually good enough that I don't need any flour. It's not sticky too much, and it doesn't need any more flour to actually work well. So therefore, you need to gauge to make sure that you don't add extra flour if it doesn't roll a little bit. And then you roll. You have a roll log about this long, and then you can just put them together, ready to be put on the baking sheet. Finished 1 tray. You can cover it up for at least 10 minutes so that they can keep rising, and you can keep making the biscotti and keep covering them up until you're ready to boil. All different kinds of shapes. Okay, so the water is boiling, and you can see there's all the egg wash here. I'm going to take this extra off. Squaratella ready to go into the water. Then they will be scooped up and put onto the cloth. 5. At a time, and let them come up to the top for about half a minute or minute or so. Turn them around. And let them cook for about a minute. And place them on the cloth. They're now ready for the oven. After they've been watered, and I've put some on the top rack and some on the bottom rack, and I will watch them on cooling rack. 4 batches made 123 different size of Squaratella. Now we can just enjoy them, put them in the freezer for up to 6 months into Ziploc bags. Enjoy.